Hello, this is Randall Meek with the Philippines Project, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons I left the United States for the Philippines. If you follow the channel, you've been watching some videos, go down right now and subscribe. And also, if you have any questions, be sure to go in the comment section right now, or when you when you have the question, and type out a comment, and I bet you're going to get an answer from me. So anyway, let's start with number one. I got sick of the politics that are in the United States. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I mean, that's just who I am. Born in 1961. How could I not be old-fashioned, right? Uh, but the politics in the United States really just permeates everything, and it just drives me crazy. I mean, it just, it doesn't seem like anything works out anymore. It just seems like no matter what you do, we have two parties in the United States, and it just seems like we have one party. Really, it's just two sides that they work together as one behind the scenes, but they try to keep everybody fighting in the middle, right? I mean, that's what I've noticed, and so that's one reason I just get, it just puts everybody up in arms, and it's just not a good situation. People are angry, it seems like, in the United States, and even in social situations, you gotta watch what you say all the time. It's just like, it's not that you want to say anything, out of the ordinary, but sometimes you just think you're just talking and somebody's going to get offended. So people are looking for a reason to be offended. It seemed like, I was a business owner for several years. Seemed like a lot of people don't want to work anymore. I mean, that's kind of got to do with politics. There's too much money being handed out. It's not the way it used to be. And maybe I'm just an old guy. Maybe I'm just a guy that, I don't understand the new system. It's really good, but I'm just an old guy and I can't accept change. That's fine. But it seemed to me like nobody wants to work or even being honest anymore. Crime is rewarded. It seemed like, you can go in some states and shoplift up to, as long as you don't shoplift over $1,000, they legally can't do anything to you. I see videos all the time of, not all the time, but I've seen videos where the security guards at department stores get arrested, get fired because they tried to stop somebody from shoplifting. And that just, I don't understand everything, but that just goes against my personality. And then, they want to tell you that, no, actually, everything's really great, and I'm not sure who said it. I think it was Clint Eastwood, maybe borrowed it from somebody else. But when they tell me everything's all right, and, you're just outdated, you're just old fashioned, it's like, don't piss down my neck and tell me it's raining. I know the difference, I've been around too long, and so anyway, that's some of the reasons. Number one, I got really sick of the politics, and in the Philippines, you don't hear all the politics because you don't speak the language, right? You don't speak the language, so you don't hear all about it. And it seemed like here people are just like more, just like they just want to live their life. They want to eat their food. They want to spend time with their families. And you're going to see more smiles in one day in the Philippines than you'll see for a month in the United States. So, yeah. Reason number two, it is too expensive to live in the United States now. Now, I can still afford to live there if I want to, but there's going to come a day, where I might not be able to afford it. But the thing is, it was costing me $1,500 just for my health insurance, $1,500 a month. And, for my insurance and rent and electricity, by itself is going to take most of your retirement check. If you're like me, I'm gonna fall less. If I take my retirement at age 62, I'm gonna fall less than $2,000 a month. And if you have to pay rent, say it's $800 to $1,000, 800 ain't gonna get you much of a place. $1,000. Hopefully, maybe you have a home paid for. That'd be great. But rent and electricity, if you're renting somewhere, is going to take most of your income right there, let alone, any kind of health insurance. Gas prices, forget about it. Gas prices have just went crazy. And one thing I've learned about living in the Philippines, I don't pay gas prices here. Now, maybe indirectly I do, kind of in some sense, but my transportation costs have took a freaking nosedive since I came here. I mean, I can get on my phone and get on the Grab app, and I can get a nice, brand new, clean car. It's beautiful on the inside. Take me all the way to Iloilo City, anywhere I want to go, for about $6. Now, turn around and come back for another $5-6. That's not bad. How many times do you fill your tank? I said that's $12, $12 to $15. You can't hardly put 3 gallons of gas, in your car sometimes for that. Let alone, the insurance, the upkeep, the car payment, the interest on the payment. It's just so much easier to live here. You can even go cheaper. I can get on a jeepney for 21 pesos and go to another place and pick up a city bus, and for 30 pesos, less than a dollar, I can get all the way into Iloilo City that way too. So much cheaper to live here. It's so expensive for me to live in the United States. And as you get older and you need more, your income's going to be less. You're going to need those dollars. So there's a lot of ways to save money here. I bought health insurance here for, again, my insurance, and there's a video, that I've got about my health insurance situation, but I was paying $1,500 a month. Now I pay $3,000 a year, and it's got a lower deductible than my other health insurance. And that's a whole nother story about how health insurance works here. And, that's a whole nother time for another video. But, but here, let's just talk a little bit about healthcare and how less expensive it is here. I bought my health insurance for $3,000 for a year. Doctor visits are $12, 600 pesos. Prescriptions are much less than they are over the counter in America. Surgeries are like 10% the price. I looked up just a while ago. I just looked up the cost of an open heart surgery, which I've never had. I hope I never have. It's like the medium rate for coronary bypass surgery in the United States is $155,000. Here you can get it done for about $3 million. You can get a double bypass in a private room for about $3,000. So it's just too expensive to live in the Philippines, or too expensive to live in the U.S. when you can get prices like that. That brings me to reason number 3 why I left the United States to live mostly full-time in the Philippines. It's more dangerous in the United States than it used to be. Thefts and robberies are up 20% in the year 2022. 20%. And, that's really mid to late pandemic. I don't know why. It just seemed like, again, it goes back to people are not being punished for crimes, I guess. I don't know. The homicide rate has jumped 30% in 2019. Of all the 10, like the top, I think 5 or 10 industrialized countries, we're number 1 in homicide by a long stretch. So it's getting more dangerous all the time, and crime is not being punished like it used to be in the United States. So what's the answer? Move to the Philippines? Why, isn't it dangerous there? Well, if you want to stay safe here, stay out of the huge cities, the slum areas. There's nice places in some big cities. There's really nice places to live in Manila, in Cebu. You can get a nice condo, clean streets, everything is like a Western style life. It'll cost you a little more, but there's some nice places to live there. I live in a small community here in Pavia, and everybody knows me, and it's safer here in my little town of Pavia than it is in the small town that I lived in Missouri, and that's about a 40,000 population town there in Missouri. So, again, I like living around people that I know. I can take a walk in the morning early, no hassle. It's just a lot better. There's very little crime here that I've even noticed. People, it seems like here they just take things as it comes, and they just want to live a peaceful life and just enjoy their family. They want to work. They want to earn a little bit of money. They want to eat, rinse and repeat. It's just the way it is. It's a slow pace of life here in the Philippines. Point number 4, and you may not think about this, but in the United States, it doesn't seem like, if you're over 50 years old, you're just written off. There's no respect for the elderly population in the United States. You always get this, you get the second best. It seemed like, they keep raising the age of retirement. They wanted me to wait till age 67. I'm still only 61. I'll be 62 in September. That's coming fast. And that's when I'm going to start my retirement check. But I noticed this, this lack of respect for elderly people, lack of respect for men in general. I noticed when I was younger. I started noticing this years ago. TV shows, and I always think like Everybody Loves Raymond. Who was Raymond? He was the head of the household. He was the man. He was a successful sports writer, sports announcer. He had a really good job. He paid all the bills. Very successful guy. In the household, the TV, Hollywood portrayed him as a numbskull, an idiot. His kids, his wife was a lot smarter than him. Everybody was smarter than Raymond. It's just like they should have renamed the show. Everybody in the whole house is smart except for Raymond. But like Married with Children, just I know these are popular shows. They are. But you got to think about what these shows are doing to your mind. And like Married with Children, it's just like the most dysfunctional family, and I bet I didn't watch it. Maybe I shouldn't comment on that because I didn't really watch it, but I don't think it was a standout as lifting up the traditional family values. Home Improvement, Tim Allen, Tool Time with Tim. He was just a bumbling idiot, but he had his own TV show. He was really handy, and he made it really good. But again, he's a male head of household, and in there, as far as that goes, he was the butt of every joke, just about in the whole thing. And it just, to me, it just diminishes the prestige or the respect. The man that works and is honest and supports his family, you should respect that, and it's just not done anymore. I really believe that for 25, 30 years, Hollywood's been at war with the American family. And that's what's been going on in the U.S., and that's one thing that really, that's reason number 4 why, I left the United States for the Philippines. Here, it's totally different. And you know what? When you come here, you're not even going to realize how bad it was there. The elderly are revered and respected here. If I see a group of young guys coming towards me, there's going to be a smile on their face. You say hello, they go, oh, hello, and they'll wave and smile, and they'll treat you with respect. If you're standing up on a bus or something like that, a young person will give you the seat. And I've seen it. I don't usually take that offer, but if I'm sitting down, I do it for an elderly person. But it's totally different here. They're revered and respected. The government gives people over age 60 senior citizens cards here, which they get a great discount on food, goods and services, transportation. They don't. You go to the drugstore, you don't have to stand in line, wait on your prescription like everybody else does. So, that's just a difference between here and the United States. That's another reason. You don't feel valued. You worked all your life. Heck, I worked 44 years. Every day, every week. Day in, day out. Vacations. Most of the time, they call them staycations. Now I hate that word, but I didn't have the money to go anywhere, so you just had to basically stay home. You had time off to sit at home and watch TV. That's about it. And but that's yeah. So anyway, that was point number 4: respect for the elderly. Number 5, and this is a big one. I don't guess it really affects me that much, but I get sick and tired of hearing about it. Cancel culture. Number 5. It's hard to know really what to say to people anymore. I mean, everybody's so thin-skinned anymore. You just can't have a normal conversation. You know, that you're made to feel like, oh, you're some freak, you're outdated. You know, people of our generation built the country, and the people that came before built the country. And I think if we have a flaw, uh, besides, if we have a flaw in my generation, is maybe we didn't raise the kids like we should have. Maybe it's our fault. I don't know. But whether that be the case or not, I'm still fed up with like cancel culture. Uh, People see stuff that's obviously wrong these days. I mean, just I don't know. I can't think of a particular example, but again, the shoplifting thing. You know that's wrong. You know you shouldn't let people just walk right out. Oh well, maybe they didn't have money, they were poor. Or what? It's a freaking excuse, and I get so sick of that kind of stuff. It's like, oh well, it's really not that bad. It's it's so crazy. The things they try to tell you that are okay. The most bizarre types of behaviors are being, on display every day in the United States. And then the mainstream media, I don't care whatever side you're on, it doesn't matter. They try to tell you that that's really the way it should be. You're the one. You're the one with the problem. And I get tired of being told all the time that I'm the problem. When I've put in my time, I've worked, and I've looked forward to a decent place to live, something I can afford, and people to halfway treat me with respect like I've always treated people with respect myself, And, if you're in my age bracket or retired, or it doesn't matter, if you've respected people all your life, it's time, when you retire, to receive a little bit of respect as well. So that cancel culture thing, man, it's just, it's in every TV show. The political correctness is in every TV show. It's just every movie. They just make a mockery out of everything that was supposed to be good the whole time I grew up. Now I find out it's all wrong. Well, bullcrap. I don't believe it. So cancel culture is not really a thing here. If that bothers you, you fly into Manila and you're gonna not see that really quickly. It just vanishes like a vapor off the radar. Again, Filipinos are more concerned with living their life every day, being with their family. It's a slower, relaxed pace of life, which can get under your skin sometimes, because we're all about go, go, go. But the Philippines is a very family-oriented society where people look out for one another for the most part, and it kind of reminds me of America in the 1970s is what it reminds me of. So, I don't know if this video helps you any, but sometimes, you think, well, why would somebody want to move to the Philippines? Why do I want to go? Why do I want to go visit the Philippines? Why would I want to retire? But these are 5 different reasons why, I wanted to come here, why I wanted to live, and why I wanted to, take the rest of my life. And I go back to the United States. I'm going to go back here in a few weeks, but I'll be back here, just in a few months, and I'll be enjoying my retirement back here in the Philippines. And if you're like me and you like this video, hit the like button, smash that like button. That helps YouTube to spread the video around a little bit. And if you have any questions about life in the Philippines, retired life in the Philippines, I'm not the world's best expert, but I'll try to help you the best I can. And, I used to, watch videos on the Philippines and retiring in the Philippines. Can I make it in the Philippines? How much does this cost? How much does that cost? And man, I wish I knew somebody that lives in the Philippines and could answer some of these questions. And, I got thinking about that, and the direction of my channel. And, if you have questions, I can be like a friend to you here in the Philippines. Now, I'm not going to do all your running and answer every, question after question after question. That's not what I'm here for. But, I have some insights here. I'm not the most well-seasoned expat here in the Philippines. I don't pretend to be. And my advice is exactly, worth what you pay for it, which is nothing. So anyway, but, if you have an honest question, reach out to me. Go down in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. And I'll see you next time.